The great galactic trade station Varela floated in the middle of endless space like a shining city among the stars. Ships of every color and design arrived and departed every hour. Inside, hundreds of species walked the glass corridors. Tall, short, glowing, furry, mechanical, all living under one rule: respect every culture, and peace will follow. Among them walked Lieutenant Aaron Briggs, a human engineer from Earth's Alliance. It was his first time representing humanity in a diplomatic meeting, and he was both excited and nervous. His brown eyes scanned the alien faces, his communicator translating languages into calm English tones in his ear. "This is wild," he whispered to himself. 100 species in one place, and I'm supposed to make them like us. He brushed a hand over his clean uniform and stepped into the grand hall, where a cultural exchange dinner was taking place. The hall was huge, like a cathedral made of glass and metal. Floating lights illuminated dozens of tables, each decorated with foods from different worlds. There was laughter, music, and the soft hum of translators at work. Aaron joined the human table, where diplomats and scientists shared polite smiles. At the front of the hall stood the alien delegations, each bringing a small offering. It was a tradition, a symbol of peace between species. From the Oralis Dominion came Sarah Vacara, a tall and graceful figure with pale silver skin that glowed faintly like moonlight. Her eyes shimmered blue, and her voice sounded like wind passing through crystal. The Oralis were a respected race, calm, wise, and deeply spiritual. Sarah stepped forward, carrying a small glass bowl filled with round, glowing orange fruits. They looked almost exactly like Earth oranges, except they emitted a soft, golden light. She raised the bowl and spoke. "These are the oranges of Oralis," she said. "They are symbols of peace through shared memory. We offer them to those who seek harmony." When she approached the human table, all eyes turned to Aaron, the youngest representative and the only engineer present. Sarah smiled kindly. "Human of Earth," she said, "we welcome you to the circle of peace. Accept this fruit as a bridge between our kinds." Aaron blinked at the glowing sphere. It looked so much like the fruit he used to buy from Earth's markets that he couldn't help but grin. His nerves melted, replaced by his usual humor. "Wow," he said with a laugh. "So aliens have oranges too? Do they taste better than ours?" The translator repeated his words loudly in several alien dialects. The laughter in the hall died at once. Conversations stopped. Even the soft background music ended, as if the station itself held its breath. Sarah's face didn't show anger, but her eyes dimmed. She stared at Aaron in silence. The glowing bowl in her hands flickered faintly. The human ambassador beside Aaron coughed awkwardly. "Lieutenant Briggs." But Aaron, confused by the sudden quiet, kept talking. "I mean, it's just funny, right? I didn't think I'd travel across the galaxy just to find space oranges." The translator beeped again. A red warning appeared on Aaron's wrist display. "Cultural breach detected, level 2, apologize immediately." His smile faded. "Wait, what?" Sarah spoke at last, her tone calm but filled with a strange sadness. "You mock what sustains us, human," she said. "You do not yet understand the cost of our peace." Aaron's throat went dry. I didn't mean..." But she turned away, her movements slow and graceful, and walked back toward the Oralis delegation. The other aliens avoided Aaron's gaze. Some whispered quietly in their own languages. Others stared with disapproval. A soft mechanical voice spoke over the station's intercom. "Reminder: cultural respect is mandatory. Offense to sacred symbols may result in formal review." Aaron's ears burned with shame. He wanted to disappear. The rest of the event passed awkwardly. The humans tried to continue small talk, but the mood was ruined. The Oralis delegation left early, carrying their glowing fruits with them. The hall slowly emptied, leaving Aaron alone with his guilt. Later that night, he sat in his quarters, staring out at the stars through the window. The silence of space felt heavier than usual. He replayed the scene in his mind: Sarah's disappointed face, her quiet words, the way everyone had gone still. He opened his wrist communicator and searched the cultural database. The entry for Oralis oranges appeared. "The oranges of Oralis are not fruit. They are sacred life forms used in memory preservation rituals. Only the pure-hearted may receive one as a symbol of trust." Aaron froze. "Sacred life forms?" he whispered. He leaned back in his chair, covering his face. "Great job, Briggs. First day, and you insulted a holy relic. Just then his communicator beeped. A message appeared on the screen, sent from an unknown Oralis code. You wish to understand, human? Come to the Oralis Enclave. Bring no weapon, no pride, only curiosity. Sarah Vacara. Aaron blinked. She's inviting me? He hesitated. Part of him wanted to ignore it and pretend this day never happened. But curiosity, the same curiosity that made him an engineer, burned inside him. He needed to know why that simple fruit mattered so much. Maybe he could make things right. He grabbed his translator headset and left his quarters. The Oralis Enclave was located in the quieter sector of Varela Station. The walls changed color as he approached, silver, then blue, then soft gold. The air felt warmer, filled with a faint floral scent. The lights dimmed, replaced by the soft glow of hundreds of floating spheres, the same orange orbs from before. Aaron stopped walking. The entire hall looked alive. The orbs drifted slowly in the air like gentle fireflies. When he reached out his hand, one of them floated closer, pulsing softly as if it recognized him. It's beautiful, he whispered. A calm voice echoed from behind. To mock what is beautiful is easy, Sarah said. To understand it, and that is difficult. Aaron turned. Sarah stood near the doorway, her silver robes flowing like mist. She didn't look angry anymore, just thoughtful. I didn't mean to offend you, Aaron said quickly. I thought it was just a fruit. A funny coincidence. Sarah tilted her head slightly. Humans see with eyes. We Oralis see with memory. Aaron frowned. I don't understand. She stepped closer, and the orbs around them began to glow brighter, lighting her face. Then you will learn. Tomorrow, come to the bio garden. You will see what an orange truly is. Before Aaron could reply, Sarah walked away into the shimmering light. The orbs followed her like silent stars. Aaron stood there for a long time, the hum of the enclave surrounding him. He felt small, not because of the alien beauty around him, but because he realized how careless his words had been. He had come to Varela to represent humanity, to show that Earth could stand among the stars with respect and intelligence. Instead, he had laughed at something sacred. Now he had a second chance. As he turned to leave, one of the floating orbs drifted down and rested near his hand. Its surface was warm, like it was alive. For a moment he thought he heard something, a faint whisper, almost like a voice from far away. He whispered back, I'll understand. I promise. The orb pulsed once softly, as if it believed him. The next morning on Station Varela, the artificial sunrise filled the corridors with soft golden light. Lieutenant Aaron Briggs hadn't slept much. His mind kept replaying Sarah's words from the night before. You will see what an orange truly is. He didn't know what to expect, but he was determined to understand. He wanted to fix his mistake, not just for himself, but for the image of all humanity. He put on a fresh uniform, checked his wrist translator, and made his way toward the Oralis Biogarden, the most restricted section of the station. 2 tall Oralis guards stood at the gate. Their silver-blue armor shimmered like glass. Aaron raised his ID chip, but before they could scan it, a soft tone echoed, a sign of approval. Let him through, said a calm voice. It was Sarah Vacara. She appeared from the glowing corridor, wearing a long robe that reflected the light of the orbs floating around her. Her expression was serious but not hostile. Follow me, she said simply. The Garden of Light. As Aaron entered the biogarden, he stopped in awe. The place was breathtaking. A wide dome stretched above them, showing the distant stars beyond the transparent ceiling. Inside, strange plants glowed softly, some with silver leaves, others with golden petals. Streams of golden mist flowed through the air like ribbons. Thousands of floating orbs, the oranges, drifted around them, pulsing slowly like hearts. Aaron whispered, This place looks alive. It is, Sarah said, walking beside him. Every leaf, every light, and all part of a single living system. We call it the Soul Garden. Aaron looked around. Are these orbs growing here naturally? Sarah shook her head. No, they are born here. She gestured toward a large tree in the center of the garden. Its roots spread across the floor, glowing softly. Hanging from its branches were several of the orange spheres. They are not fruit, she said quietly. Each one carries a memory. Aaron frowned. A memory? Like data storage? Not data, Sarah said. Essence. When an Oralis dies, our final emotions and memories are transferred into the garden. The tree absorbs them and gives birth to new orbs. They are our ancestors, their peace, their wisdom, their love. They help guide us. To mock one is to mock the lives that came before. Aaron's heart sank. He finally understood the weight of his mistake. He had laughed at something sacred, not just a fruit but a symbol of life itself. "I didn't know," he said softly. "I thought it was just a joke." Sarah looked at him with gentle eyes. "Ignorance is not evil, human. But to remain ignorant after knowing truth, that would be." Aaron nodded. "Then teach me. I want to understand." She studied him for a moment, then smiled slightly. "Then you will help me today. The garden is in trouble." The failing Coursera led him to a platform near the glowing roots. A low humming filled the air. Machines built into the floor were flickering with red lights. Streams of golden mist were becoming unstable, breaking into sparks. "What's happening?" Aaron asked. "The core that balances the garden's energy is failing," Sarah explained. "It controls the harmony between the living and the memories. If it collapses, every orb will disintegrate. Thousands of souls will vanish." Aaron's instincts as an engineer kicked in. "Let me see the system." Sarah hesitated, then nodded. "Be careful. The energy inside is not like yours. It reacts to emotion as much as logic." Aaron crouched near the control panel. The interface wasn't mechanical. It looked organic, like living circuits pulsing under a transparent surface. He studied it, trying to understand the pattern. "This is incredible," he muttered. "It's a mix of biological feedback and plasma energy. But one line's overloading." Sarah placed her hand on the surface, her glow brightening. "The energy is unstable because of the sorrow within the orbs. Many lives were lost recently to the void storms. The garden feels their grief." Aaron looked up at her. "Grief, you mean this system feels?" "Yes," Sarah said. "It feels everything we do. That is why we meditate before we touch it. Our emotions can heal or destroy it," Aaron thought quickly. "Maybe I can stabilize it with a bridge circuit. I can redirect the overflow to my suit's power core." Sarah's eyes widened. "That is dangerous. Your human body cannot handle our energy." He smiled faintly. "Maybe not for long, but long enough." Before she could stop him, Aaron connected his suit's cable to the glowing panel. The moment the circuit linked, his visor display filled with warning lights. His muscles tensed as a wave of warmth, almost like electricity and emotion mixed together, surged through him. He saw flashes in his mind. Colors, lights, voices whispering in languages he didn't know. For a second he felt thousands of emotions. Sorrow, joy, love, loss, all at once. "Stay focused," Sarah said, placing a hand on his shoulder. Her touch steadied him and her calm energy helped him guide the flow. "Almost there." Aaron gritted his teeth. "If I can reroute this and shut down the second circuit." "Done." A pulse of light filled the room. The red alarms turned green. The humming softened. The golden mist flowed smoothly again, dancing peacefully through the air. The orbs began to glow brighter, their gentle light returning to normal. The garden was alive again. Aaron collapsed to one knee, breathing heavily. His suit was smoking slightly, but he was still conscious. Sarah knelt beside him. "You risked your life for our memories," she said quietly. "Why?" Aaron looked up, his voice weak but sincere. "Because I insulted them once. I wasn't going to let that be the last thing I did." Sarah's eyes softened. For the first time she smiled. Not the polite kind, but one filled with real warmth. "You carry no memory orb, yet you protect ours," she said. "Perhaps that is your kind's gift, to honor what they do not understand." Aaron laughed softly. "Maybe humans just make mistakes loudly and fix them the same way." She helped him stand. Together they walked among the glowing orbs, now drifting peacefully once again. The colors reflected off their faces, silver and gold mixing with human warmth. The shadow approaches. Just as peace returned, a sharp alarm echoed through the station. A robotic voice spoke from the ceiling. "Warning, unauthorized vessels approaching. Defense protocols active." Sarah frowned. "Pirates. They've been targeting our transports for months." Aaron checked the holographic map that appeared from his wrist. "They're heading straight for this sector." "Why the Oralis Enclave?" Sarah's voice was calm but grim. "Because of the orbs. To them, these are energy sources worth a fortune." Aaron clenched his fists. "They think your ancestors are just batteries?" "Greed blinds all species," she said softly. "Even humans." He nodded, understanding her meaning. "Then we can't let them take anything." Sarah looked at him curiously. "You would fight for our garden?" Aaron grinned. I helped fix it. I'm not letting anyone break it now. She touched her wrist communicator and sent a signal. Then prepare yourself, human. The pirates will breach within minutes. A moment of understanding. Before they left the garden, Sarah stopped and picked one glowing orb from a low branch. She held it between her hands. This one, she said, contains the memory of the first Oralis who chose peace over war. It was her spirit that inspired our kind to end centuries of conflict. Aaron watched as the orb pulsed gently. It's beautiful, he said. You really can feel the emotion from it. Yes, Sarah whispered. Now you understand why no one insults our kind. We do not hold grudges, but we never forget the lessons of respect. Aaron nodded slowly. Then I'll remember that too. Sarah handed him a small silver pendant. For protection, it will link your emotions to mine during battle. We will move as one, Aaron smiled. You trust me that much? Her blue eyes glowed softly. You repaired what many would have abandoned. You earned more than trust, human. You earned honor. They turned toward the exit as the first explosion shook the walls of Station Virella. The sound of weapons echoed through the corridors. Lights flickered. The peace of the garden faded into the sound of war. Aaron took a deep breath and looked at Sarah. Let's show them what humans, and Oralis, can do together. Sarah nodded. Together. The alarms rang across Station Virella, shaking walls and corridors with urgent flashes of red light. Lieutenant Aaron Briggs gripped his wrist communicator tightly, the silver pendant from Sarah glowing faintly against his chest. The first wave of pirates had breached the docking bay, their ships slicing through the calm outer perimeter of the station. Beside him, Saravikara moved with quiet precision, her glowing blue eyes scanning every corridor. The light of the floating oranges in the biogarden reflected off her skin, making her look like a warrior goddess from the legends Aaron had read in Earth books. Aaron had never fought real combat before. He was an engineer, a problem solver, not a soldier. Yet, as he stepped into the corridor alongside Sarah, he felt something he had never felt before. Determination. He had laughed at something sacred, and now he would protect it, preparing the defense. The biogarden, usually a place of serenity, was now a strategic stronghold. Aaron's mind raced as he assessed the situation. Defense drones floated above the garden, their sensors blinking red, ready to fire. Transparent force field generators lined the walls, ready to protect the sacred orbs. Sarah turned to him. The pirates will not negotiate. They only want the orb's energy. You understand what must be done? Aaron nodded. I'll coordinate the drones and shields. You handle the orbs? Her lips curved into a faint smile. Together we will make them understand. With a wave of her hand, the floating orbs glowed brighter, almost as if waking to the call of their people. Aaron felt a strange hum in his chest as his pendant pulsed. The energy of the orbs linked to him. He could feel their memories, the echoes of centuries of Oralis ancestors. Their courage, their hope, their determination. It filled him like a tide of power he had never known. This is incredible, he whispered, feeling the warmth and guidance of the memories flow through him. The pirate assault. The pirates struck quickly. Their ships blasted through the docking bay, and small teams of alien mercenaries poured into the station's corridors. They were brutal, armed with energy rifles and sharp blades, but Aaron had a plan. Using his engineering knowledge, he activated the biogarden's defense drones, sending them to patrol corridors and block entrances. The force field generators glowed blue, forming protective barriers around the orbs. Sarah moved among the floating spheres, her hands glowing with the same blue energy as her skin. She whispered softly, and the orbs responded, hovering in protective patterns around her. The first wave of pirates reached the garden's entrance. They froze as the orbs expanded, floating in a circle and glowing with blinding light. Aaron adjusted the shield frequency to pulse in time with the orb's energy, creating a barrier that the pirates could not penetrate. Your technology will not save you, one pirate sneered. Stepping forward with his weapon, Aaron smiled faintly. Neither will your greed. He pushed a button on the control panel. Streams of golden energy from the orbs flowed into the shield, strengthening it. The pirates fired their weapons, but the energy bounced harmlessly off the glowing walls. Sparks flew and the hallway shook, but the orbs remained steady. The true power of the oranges. Sira stepped forward, her voice calm but commanding. Pirates of the Void, you seek what you do not understand. These orbs are not batteries. They are memory, life, and wisdom. You will leave, or you will feel what it is to disrespect a civilization. Aaron felt the pendant pulse again. The energy flowed into his body, syncing his thoughts with Sarah's. He could sense her emotions, calm, focused, and filled with purpose. Together they were stronger. The pirates advanced again. This time Sarah raised her hands high. The floating orbs expanded, glowing with golden light that filled the entire dome. Aaron felt a wave of emotions, grief, joy, hope, love, all combined. The memories of generations of Oralis filled the room, washing over the attackers. The pirates stumbled, their faces twisted in confusion. The orb's energy forced them to see the lives they sought to destroy. They saw visions of loss, of families and communities, of sacrifices made for peace. They did not feel pain from weapons. They felt the weight of every life they would harm. Aaron adjusted the drone settings to amplify the energy. Golden light flowed from the orbs through the shields and into the hallways, touching every pirate who had entered the station. Slowly, one by one, they dropped their weapons, overwhelmed by the force of the memories. Some wept openly. Others fell to their knees, shaking. "This is amazing," Aaron whispered, staring at the effect. "I never imagined humans could fight like this." Sira's voice rang softly in his mind through the pendant. "You honor what is sacred. That is the strength of your kind. Unity in action." By the time the final pirate fell, the biogarden was intact. The floating orbs hovered gently, their golden glow bathing Aaron and Sira in calm light. The defense drones powered down and the force fields faded, leaving the garden peaceful once more. Aaron sank to a bench, breathing heavily. "I can't believe that worked. I just did what I thought was right." Sira stepped beside him, placing a hand lightly on his shoulder. "You did more than right. You understood. You protected what others could not. That is why no one insults our kind." Aaron looked at the orbs now floating serenely above the golden mist. I get it now. They're not just fruit, they're everything your people are," Sira nodded. "And now you are part of that understanding, human. You carry our trust, if not our memories." Aaron smiled, feeling a deep warmth in his chest. "I'll carry it proudly." Recognition and honor. The Oralis elders arrived shortly after the battle, observing the restored garden and the subdued pirates. Their silver and blue robes shimmered under the light of the orbs. They looked at Aaron with quiet approval. An elder stepped forward. "You are a human of great courage. You risked yourself for what you did not fully understand. That is the mark of honor." Aaron bowed his head. "Thank you. I only wanted to make up for my mistake." The elder placed a hand on his shoulder. "Your mistake became your strength. You remind all of us that even those who laugh at what is sacred can rise to protect it." Sarah smiled at him. She picked a single glowing orange from the lowest branch and held it out. "This is yours," she said. "It contains the memory of unity and courage. May it remind you of this day and then of the bond between our kinds." Aaron hesitated, then took the orb gently. It pulsed warmly in his hands, almost like it recognized him. "I won't forget," he whispered. Sira's glow brightened softly. "Nor will we." A lesson for the galaxy word of Aaron's actions spread quickly across the station. Humans and aliens alike began to speak of the young engineer who had laughed at an alien orange and then saved a civilization. Children whispered the story as a lesson in humility and courage. Diplomats referenced it in meetings as proof that humans could rise above mistakes and act with honor. Aaron returned to the human delegation, the glowing orb safely in his pack. He no longer felt small or awkward among the many species of Virella. He had faced shame, danger, and the unknown, and had emerged stronger. Sarah walked beside him for a moment, her presence calm and reassuring. "You came to laugh at an alien fruit," she said softly. "And you left carrying the soul of a civilization." Aaron laughed lightly. "I think I finally understand. Humor is one thing. Respect is everything," she nodded. "And now you are part of both." As they watched the sun rise over the station's domed surface, the golden glow of the orbs reflected across the glass corridors. For a brief moment, all was peaceful, proof that even in a galaxy filled with endless differences, understanding and courage could unite worlds. Aaron clenched the orb in his hand, feeling the warmth of 1,000 memories and the weight of responsibility. He smiled. Humans may be young in the galaxy, but they were capable of greatness, of courage, humility, and honor. And for the first time, Aaron felt he truly belonged among the stars.